Hello the Reds. How are we? How are we? How are we? How are we? Yeah, we'll speak about that fella in a bit anyway. How are we, Reds? As you can see from the title on the thumbnail, of course, I'm going to be speaking about Trent a bit later on anyway. But most importantly, we'll speak firstly. Oh, there we go. One of me is bad enough. You don't need to hear me again. Um, yeah, so we'll speak about obviously the majestic Reds, the phenomenal Liverpool side, and the lads that will be staying post this year as well. Because I think it was a bit about on obviously Arne Slot, his impact on Liverpool and how well we've been playing this season. Yeah, joyous occasion, even though we got spanked by Chelsea this weekend. Doesn't really matter because, we won the league. And yeah, especially celebrations. We were 3-1 down. Travelling Cop was in full song. Even Ibu had a little dance in front of the away end, even though we'd just conceded 3 goals. But it doesn't matter because these lads deserve to continue the party for the next 4 weeks and then continue the little party that they will have in their little break with the families and that. And we know Mo loves to go to Greece, and everyone, especially Ibu, I think he loves to go to Greece as well. All of them, especially if you're a multi-millionaire. There's some nice places in Greece anyway. But Reds, let us know your thoughts on tonight's show. Anyway, of course, we'll be speaking about that fella leaving for Real Madrid. The best, worst kept secret in world football anyway. But I'm just happy it's over and done with, really, Reds. And I think Trent is, and I think the whole Liverpool family is, in all honesty, even the set of players that will be staying at Liverpool Football Club, because it's just a much needed distraction that was just doing my head in, probably doing your heads in, and even as Liverpool colleagues at Liverpool, they wouldn't say anything onto the cameras, but I'm pretty sure they would certainly not want that distraction, because it has been a distraction, and I'm loving the way, and I know, Reds, this day was eventually going to come with Trent in regards to his departure being announced, whether it have been 6 months ago now or 2 weeks' time or whatever, come at the end of the season. It had to happen, really. And I think that the fact that the club and really Liverpool didn't announce it midway through the season was a big, massive, important point, really, in that regard. But bear with 1 second there, Eds. Do apologise. Where's me chat box gone? Fantastic. Bear with 1 second there, Eds. So yeah, there we go. As you can see here, Eds, just let me copy that over. Do apologise, Eds. But keep on getting your comments in anyway, everyone. And it's not the best bit of news that we've had today, but at the end of the day, Liverpool have won the league, and that's the most important story to come out of this season, because it's been simply amazing, really. I think it's the storyline that every Liverpool fan has been wanting and craving, really. And as you can see there from the images from Mo and Everton, really, and the lads in all celebration, because what they've achieved this season is absolutely beyond expectations, really, this season. I think for every single Liverpool fan. But it's one of them, really, Reds, that Liverpool will continue being Liverpool. And but mainly the first section of the show will be, of course, on all the lads. And I include Trent in that matter as well, because he's been part of the group this season. But it is what it is. And we'll speak about him a bit later anyway. But what we will do is celebrate the lads, and all of them, really, Trent included, about what they've achieved this season. So it's going to be one of them. But big up there, Barry. Trent with the scripted goodbye. Yeah, my man was using a teleprompter. Even I use one of them. It's much needed, because sometimes I do forget some bits anyway. But and that's practice for the future as well. But yeah, Barry. I don't know if anyone's seen Ruben Neves as the Wolves captain. When he left for the Saudi Pro League, was it 2 years ago? That was heartfelt, really. What I think he's been sitting on this for far too long, really. I think it's, as I said at the top of the show, we all knew Trent was going to go to Real Madrid. It was just a matter of when it was fully publicly announced anyway. We had some of the journalists over the last 12 months anyway, with their reports saying across every continent, really, with the Spanish publications, the English press as well, a lot of them been saying, oh, he's going, but until it's officially announced from the club sources, I was very deluded. I thought I know it was never going to happen, but a bit of me might have felt. I felt like, he might slightly change his mind, but yeah, sadly, it wasn't the case. And we'll speak about obviously the deal in which he's been getting offered anyway in terms of the Real Madrid perspective, but certainly Liverpool. And the main thing to come out of this as well, Reds, when the ownership structure as Liverpool, it wasn't a case that Liverpool were not willing to give Trent the deal. The hierarchy at Liverpool, we'd got Salah done, we'd got Van Dijk done, and by all accounts, Liverpool Football Club were willing to make Trent the most well-paid, most decorated, wage-wise right back in world football. Not even Cafu or Dani Alves were going to be earning in their prime years what Trent would have been earning at Liverpool. So, yeah, as Trent said, and we'll get on to him anyway. But if you've been living under a rock, we won the league. The space of the last week or so anyway. Reds, let me know how did you celebrate in terms of, obviously, not going to speak about Chelsea, it doesn't really matter. Because what we will do, we will be there for every single guard of honour. Arsenal next week. I can't wait for the fume online because it's going to be absolutely peak level of just being on social media, really. It's going to be fantastic. We will be there. We will be enjoying every last ounce of the Arsenal tears, really, because they'll be whinging. And especially if they get knocked out on Wednesday night. There's a lot riding for Arteta, and not just Arteta, the whole football club of Arsenal. If they don't manage to get into a final, it's just going to be another case. But if they do, if they overturn and they turn up like they did against Real Madrid, then well done. But still, you've got to get past Barcelona as well. But at the end of the day, and if you went on and won the Champions League, well done. But let's not kid ourselves. You haven't got a budget of Derby County. You've spent about £700-800 million on players, and you're continuing to finish second anyway. So, yeah, at least we've got over the line twice in 5 years and all that good stuff. So, it's all well and good. But, Reds, let me know your thoughts. How did you celebrate against the Tottenham game anyway? It was a fantastic result, really, and doing it in the way and the style and the vigour that Liverpool got over the line was simply tremendous, really, to say the least. But big up there. Happy days there, like, yeah, I can actually see now. I can see all your comments, but keep on getting your comments in as well. I think I could probably cover it over me. We're saying, big up there, Dennis. How are we, buds? Oh, what is there, buds? Just turn that. I think that text a bit smaller, so we're going to see it. You can see it as well, buds. So, right, Jack, I'm not a red here, but thought I'd take a look. Probably covered, but my head's around a pundit saying that this isn't real title because, Dennis, it's one of them, bud, isn't it? I think the narrative, the perpetual narrative, really, of modern day social media. I think collectively, as every football fan out there, I'm in the world of media. Everyone's in the world of media. It's all about getting headlines, how you can get clicks, and that, and it's about stirring up a bit of debate, even when there's debates not even to be had. It's like comparing Steven Gerrard to Jay Speed, there's no question about it, but people would still write articles and try and make an argument when there's not a point to that. But yeah, Dennis, it's going to be the case, mate. I think even when United were winning league titles in the early 2000s, I think if you look back in terms of the lack of competition in the early years of Sir Ferguson's time at Manchester United, I think it was only obviously Kevin Keegan in his Newcastle days. I'm only 29 anyway, but looking from all the documentaries and everything, from what I can properly remember, but it's not like now where I can fully take it in. And that's the beauty of being a football fan. The longer, and this is where it will tie in for Trent as well a bit later. My bridge has been burnt when Torres left when I was a young Red. I was like, oh, why is he leaving? But you grow up, you get used to the main thing as every football fan is you love the football club, and players are just players. What's always the consistent is Liverpool Football Club, or whatever club you do support, Dennis, as well, will always hopefully continue to be there and run properly, and not obviously do like what certain owners have done, and like Berry, where that football club sadly disappeared, and that football club was around for 100 odd years, and sadly the mismanagement from their hierarchy. But because these football clubs are more than just football clubs. They're a community, they're a lifebeat of every city around the UK as well. It means so much from everyone supporting even if you're not a supporter that win, like, it's not all about just winning trophies, of course. I'm very thankful, and Liverpool fans, all of us, that are thankful that we are put in a position where Liverpool can win titles. But on that one, Dennis, yeah, pundits, like in TV personalities as well, they're there to drive debate. They're there to get headlines, especially when you're on channels as well. It's about creating debate, creating interactions as well. And I think that's what everyone knows, really, Dennis. But yeah, we'll celebrate it, mate. But as I said, with that United side back in the day, does anyone look at the competition? Any fan that wins the league, end of the day, if you get over the league title, it's like even when it goes, oh, you played Tottenham in the Champions League final, sounds, don't really care. Everyone goes, oh, it wasn't necessarily the best final ever in regards to Liverpool-Tottenham. Lovely little handball in the penalty area by Moussa Sissoko in the first 10 minutes. No one's really bothered, really. I think the main thing is you just celebrate it with your mates and your family and the people special to you, and you crack on. Then 12 months follow, you're hoping to be in a position that you are again, mate. So, yeah, TV personalities and channels and media outlets there, Dennis, are there to make headlines, and I'm in the world of media in terms of my channel and everyone. It's just about creating good debate and sensible debate, most importantly, and respecting everyone's opinions as well. We live in a world that 99% of everyone just respects, because if anyone's been watching me for a couple of years, that I do say some quite mad takes anyway, but chat tells me to shut up anyway, so I'm used to it. But nice one, Dennis, and thank you everyone for tuning in. But it's not bothered. Yeah, we'll speak about him, mate. But Reds, as I said, where were you in regards to Liverpool winning the league title? Who were you celebrating with? Who will you be celebrating with for the next 4 weeks? Even if we get battered 4 times, if Arsenal turn up for the first time in a very long time, actually winning Anfield. It was the last time they won in 2012, Arsenal. Yeah, don't get me started. So, yeah, it's going to be one of them, really, Reds. But, yeah, enjoy it, Reds. Drink it in. And anyone coming down to Liverpool or even watching the parades, if you can't obviously come down to Liverpool, it's very expensive support and travelling, Reds. But everyone's a big, massive part of the Liverpool family and the community as well, because it will be some amazing scenes. Even if you can't make it over to the UK or England or Liverpool, you'll celebrate with your friends and family on obviously the live streams that Liverpool TV, and everyone will be doing it. It'll be front page in everywhere, because we're Liverpool Football Club, and this football club is supported by millions around the world, and that's why it's what does me head. Like, obviously, like, I think we've all seen the interviews of even Alexis McAllister over the last month or two. I think he spoke about, he knew Liverpool was a big club, but even his reaction on the bench, he was deep in it, he was drinking it in. And this is a fella that's won, by the way, a World Cup with Argentina, and the pressure that goes with representing an international side in Argentina. I think obviously Brazil and Argentina, those two national teams, there's no bigger pressure cooker really in regards to playing for your national side, and especially if you can get over the line, as did Madrd and Messi and co. Then happy days, that's all you can say. But yeah, big up there, North. Yeah, good luck, and we move. We crack on, North. That's what we do as Liverpool Football Club, mate. At the end of the day, as long as Liverpool's in good shape financially, most importantly, we have the players on the football pitch that want to play for the club. Because, yeah, we don't want to be fielding any player, for that matter, that doesn't want to be playing for the football club. If they want to move on, sound, crack on, you do you, and it just presents an opportunity. We'll speak about, in tonight's episode, about the potential Trent replacements, who potentially could come in, so that's a bit later on in the segments. We'll get to that, not to jump ahead anyway, but get thinking about potential right backs. I, for one, would love to see Conor Bradley get an opportunity, but as does everyone when I get people when they analysed Quansah's performance this week, but people are making out like he's not a half-decent centre-half. Quansah's a very capable centre-half for Liverpool. He's just 20 odds. Is he 21, 22? Or whatever he is, 20? He's a young lad. Like Gerrard and Carragher, if anyone watched them when they were younger, playing through the Liverpool ranks anyway, wow. I think Carragher and Stevie, or any young player coming through in the early 2000s, they're very thankful that like social media wasn't as popular as it is now, because there was that like period where everyone was like trying to get clips of Van Dijk getting done, and it's like Van Dijk's finally being done. It's like sound. He's won the league. He's won the Champions League. These are the levels that like rival fans, and this is all part of the game anyway. I just laugh at it really. I think we all do, or just it's just respect the quality that you're seeing on a week to week basis as well. Sadly, rivals do struggle to appreciate certain players in other teams, but it is what it is. Sadly for them, they play for Liverpool, so I'll crack on. Everest, how are we, bud? Big up Jack. Hopefully Bradley picks up the mantle well, but we need to bring in someone else. Yeah, Bradley will need competition. This is not me saying like obviously go in straight with Bradley, because obviously Joe Gomez for the 7th year running, we know Joey, he's a capable defender, but again, if there was one player that I could actually pick over the last 7-8 years to not get injured, it's Joe Gomez, because Joe Gomez, when he starts playing well and when he doesn't get injuries and when he gets a good bit of rhythm, that's the most important thing for any footballer or any football club, is you need to be playing consistently. And that's where when he analysed Quansah, it's not going to help him really when he's getting played like once every 3 months for like 2 weeks on the bounce. You're not going to get rhythm. Training's nothing like match day, playing like on a week to week, going to stadium, going around Europe as well. There's nothing different. It sound if Liverpool in the FA Cup or League Cup maybe a bit different, but when it comes to the back end of the season, there's a lot less limiting time really. Anyway, Stay, there we go. Would everyone please stop? Yeah, I'm not apologising, Stay. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, 100% there, Stay. And any Reds out there, I hope you have been wearing your Liverpool tops, winding up your colleagues in work or uni or wherever you're going. You just coming down for breakfast wearing your Liverpool top anyway, going in the garden, going in the shop, going to the Asda or whatever, and you're wearing your Liverpool shirt with pride, and rightly so, and especially when we get those gold badges anyway. Fantastic stuff anyway. And 20 times Premier League, well, don't get me started on like this. There's debates. I know a lot of you don't have X, but thankfully you don't. And there's debates of people having debates over the names of the league titles. Could you be bothered? Nah. It's the English league titles. Like the pinnacle of English football. Football didn't, sadly, for a lot of rival fans out there, football didn't start in 1992. The incorporation of Sky coming into the league. There's a generation of Reds and any supporter that grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Do you think they actually go, oh yeah, we only won 15 league titles, and then we've got to add an extra? Nah, it's league titles domestically in your league. Doesn't matter if it's called the McDonald's Cup, the Premier League, the Asda Cup, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's English league title, and Liverpool have won 20 of them, and Liverpool have won 6 European Cups as well. So yeah, United have only got like 3, haven't they? So. Well, but yeah, there we go. Enjoy it, Reds. And yeah, Gary, how are we, Gary? And as I said, chat, a massive thank you to everyone that has been supporting Anfield Index as well. Thank you for everyone that has been coming over and dropping your comments in, and most importantly, supporting Anfield Index as well. I know I've seen a lot of yous in, and big up to everyone, my community as well, everyone coming over and really supporting everyone, not just me, but everyone in terms of Dave and everyone's gags and obviously all of them, all the podcasts as well. It's been fantastic. Plenty of content to come out on Anfield Index as well, so do get involved, as I said. But yeah, it's been good. Certainly plenty to get stuck into as well, Red. So yeah, much appreciated. Doesn't go unnoticed from my point of view, Reds, as well. And it certainly doesn't on Anfield Index as well, because we love yous. All yous, absolute legends. Bear with 1 second, chat. I was catching up with chat. North saying, think of chat. Apologies there, chat. North, Conor Bradley one needs. Yeah, don't miss it. Yeah, he is technically injury prone, but when you analyse, and I think the data says when you have younger players, North, they're not used to the physical demands. Even Jerome Quansah, when you get younger players coming in, this is where Barca have got to be very careful with Yamal, really. The amount of minutes he's played already, and you look at Pedri and Gavi and as well, like the more demand and physical demand on these young players, they're going to get into the 20s, 21, 22, and there will be a lot more reoccurring injuries as well. So it's going to be one of them, really, Reds. Gary, how are we, lads? Tom, Reds, keep on getting you liking the video as well. Much appreciated. Even Jack and all you supporters of the 20 times English Premier League champions, up the effing Reds. Let's get in. Get in there, Tom, lads. Happy days, son. Happy days. Enjoy it, bud. Enjoy it. I know you would have enjoyed that, fella. Creating the channel all those years ago, Tom, and all years. Anyone that was been subscribed from a very long time anyway. I think we started the channel the year before the year in which Liverpool got Champions League football. Obviously the final, I think I remember the Middlesbrough game and the last game of the season when Liverpool secured Champions League football. So that was when I created the channel. And we've gone from strength to strength, and most importantly, as a football club, we've gone from strength to strength, and we're not really looking back, which is fantastic. So happy days there. That's that's the main thing there, and regain the Premier League title as well. Obviously, Everett saying hello, and I'll be coming home to celebrate. Happy days there. Stay, enjoy it, bud. I know it's be safe as well, because I tell you, there's going to be some. Liverpool's going to be drank dry, really. There's not going to be any bevy left in Liverpool that bank holiday weekend anyway. Yeah, the bars and clubs will certainly be getting extra stock in, considering the whole of Liverpool family and the world are fully descending on Merseyside. And it's everyone's going to be enjoying it. And even if you're not drinking, you're going to enjoy the moments and be there with your mates and family and friends and all that as well. Like he done an absolute runner, didn't he? John Aldo tried to grab him didn't try to get him for an interview, but that I think you've all seen the interview on LCTV where you can see Aldo and the commentary team on the comms, and you can see Gary Neville absolutely sprinting behind them anyway, trying to get out of Anfield. Because I don't blame him, because I don't think he enjoyed watching Liverpool win a league title. But Gary, be respectful as well, which he is, and he certainly would have. He would be definitely disappointed. But yeah, what a time to be a Ed. Big Heights as well is planned to get away. See, we'll get to him as well. But Ed's thoughts on big up there, Alex. Yeah, we'll speak about that, bud, as well in a little second, obviously, when we go on to the Trent. But yeah, the final, obviously, little talking point really in regards to very much the Reds. It's all got to be about Arne Slot's impact on the football club as well. It's been absolutely phenomenal, really, in regards to the impact in which Arne Slot has had in regards to him coming in from Holland, and yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. The work in which he's done in terms of his coaching setup as well, it's unprecedented, really, Reds. I think come what the beginning of the season, we didn't really anticipate the impact in which he was going to have at Liverpool, really. I don't think any of us did, but long may it continue, really, in regards to Liverpool this season have been amazing, and I don't think Liverpool are going anywhere anytime soon in regards to our performance levels really dropping off. I think the performances are only going to get better and better and better, really. Yeah, it's, and especially obviously moving, I don't know if anyone's ever left home to like go to another country and learn a different language for your work or whatnot. But yeah, it would have been difficult for Arne and even the players that have come in over the last couple of seasons as well. Like these football players and certainly managers just commit so much to it as well. I think obviously Arne, I think he's over there on his own. I don't know. I think that's what he said in the season as well. So yeah, he's just been a revelation, really, and I just love the humble nature of the gaffer, really. Well, he's a gaffer, but he's a head coach, classed as his title, really. But yeah, he's going to be going from strength to strength, and we've all seen on a week to week basis, haven't we, Reds, in regards to you watch him tactically on the sideline, and he's 10 steps ahead of absolutely everyone, really. And it was a bit similar like when we all used to watch Guardiola against Klopp, really, where Guardiola in certain big moments in the big games, he just had that bit more competitive edge in regards to his tactical nous, in regards to his game plan, really. But Arne Slot, he's ahead of the curve, really, and I think it's going to be a busy summer, and we'll speak about Trent's replacements in a little bit as well, in terms of the players coming in. But we are the place to be in European football. I know everyone's speaking about Real Madrid and Trent's going there, but if I'm Trent, this is why we'll speak about it a bit later as well. You look at that Real Madrid forward line, like Bellingham, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vinny. If anyone's watched Real Madrid this season, even when you watch them against Arsenal, there's a reason why Arsenal went through, because they're just so lazy across that forward line. And especially from a defensive structural point of view, Trent, if you thought the English press was bad in terms of critiquing his defending, the Real Madrid fans with their scar, like the white handkerchiefs out as well when they get annoyed, and yeah, like when they see a poor performance, it was only Mbappe was getting booed already this season. And that's Mbappe that scored already 40-odd goals for Real Madrid, and he scored more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo did in his debut season. It's big expectation level, but yeah, you've got to have the right mentality to represent Real Madrid. Some players swim and some players sink, really, and for me, hopefully Trent does well, but most importantly, if we meet them in the Champions League, I'm hoping that they're getting knocked out of the Champions League next year, the earliest possible opportunity. But it will be, like, we know how football in history does work as well. It's just set up for next season to Liverpool to get Real Madrid, and then Trent playing right back for Real if Liverpool get Real Madrid, as we did this year. But yeah, the script is probably already being written for next season. You know what's going to happen. Trent will be turning up to Anfield or whatever, whether that be in the last 16, last 8. And let's hope it's in the group stage, really, and not in the bloody knockouts anyway. And we do the business over them like we did this season, with Maka getting that worldy of a goal as well. But Reds, do drop a like on the video as well. Massively does help out. In absolute legends. But yeah, it's one of them, really, in regards to the manager. We're going to do exactly the same next season, Reds, if I'm being honest. You've got to analyse the core and the group of players as well. It's only going to get better. You look at, obviously, Keita, not played many minutes. We all expect him to very much move on next season. I personally do myself anyway. And certain other players to move on. Trent, of course. Big wages getting, well, not saved, because that money will be getting reinvested in a new right back. For me, and not to jump ahead, I'd like to see, obviously, but there's some interesting right backs. But Frimpong, I know everyone goes, oh, defensively he's absolutely awful. But it would be interesting how stylistically Liverpool do set up next season. Do we go out with a more orthodox defensive right back and reassure the back line a bit more, where we get more defensive-minded left backs and right backs, and put more of an emphasis, really, in those central attacking areas where Liverpool are not just creating from the right-hand side of our team? Because predominantly over the last 5, 6, 7 years, especially under Jurgen Klopp as well, Liverpool's right-hand side has just been so demanding, really, down that right-hand flank. And even when you look at Andy Robbo's drop off in the last 2 seasons, I would say, but I think Robbo, he's had to sacrifice a lot of his game in an Arne Slot system where he's become a lot more defensively minded. He's not the Andy Robbo of a Jurgen Klopp system where he's just bombing on down the left hand side, and he's got a lot less defensive duties now. In the structure at Arne Slot, it's all about positional play, understanding your roles as well, and even not obviously Arne wouldn't say it publicly anyway about Trent, but I think he's already been on record this season about him speaking about Trent on many of occasions, trying to play that Hollywood ball over the top, and I think it really done his head in. Certainly done my head in certain games where we've analysed it as well. But yeah, Reds 20th league champions, happy days. We're flying, absolutely bouncing into next season as Premier League champions. And let's hope next year we do well. And well, we done well this year in the Champions League. We come top of the group. And just the way the absolute nonsense, really, in regards to the unlucky nature, to say the least, Liverpool got Paris Saint-Germain. And for me, the winner will either be Paris Saint-Germain or Barcelona. For me, the winner's going to be coming from them anyway, if I'm being honest. But I could be very surprised. But if you're being beaten by the champions, Paris Saint-Germain and Liverpool, for me, have been the two best European sides in world football this season. Liverpool just didn't show up. And the two games that you need to show up in the season are in the Champions League and the knockout stages. But Arne, he's young in his managerial career, and obviously this goes into next season. If you look at his European standing, his lack of experience, but he'll learn very quickly this season about him needing more squad depth in those Champions League games. You look at Ezra, like Doué coming on, Zaïmi coming on for Paris Saint-Germain. In that second half of the extra time, they could have been 2 or 3-0 up, really. They could have absolutely walloped us, and thankfully Liverpool were able to get to penalties. But Liverpool just ran out of steam at one of the most important games of the season, really. But good that we cracked on in the Premier League, and it just allowed us to do what we done anyway. But we've learned massively. Certainly Arne Slot would have learned anyway. Alongside Van Dijk, Matip as well. Found it hard to get starts, but sadly injuries. Joel Matip for me, he was, especially 29 for people my age as well, one of the best centre-halves Liverpool have had over the last 30-odd years. Big Sammy Hyypiä, for me, will always be one of my favourite centre-halves. Big Sammy, for me, he was underrated outside of Liverpool. I think the fact that we got him for so cheap as well, but that era of him coming in and really stamping his authority on that team, he was a cut above most centre halves in English football anyway. And he was Sammy Hyypiä, man. Even on corners, could you imagine Big Sammy and Virgil van Dijk on corners trying to defend them two? You'd have absolutely no chance as well. So it's going to be one of them, really. So what else from Pong? Bradley, no doubt we'll speak about that. I'll be going out with the firm anyway. Be good to actually get out the house for a bit and celebrate with the special people in my life, and that's what it's all about, really. Like, this is what everything builds to, really, in terms of just enjoying the moment. And especially if you're a Liverpool fan, if anyone ever gets the opportunity to see a trophy lift, I remember 2005 vividly, but I remember, and obviously this is where Trent's obviously announced a video, he was celebrating in 2005 as a younger Red himself. But that's what it's all about. Celebrating with your mates and your family, or even if you're watching from around the globe. And thankfully we do support a football club that is putting us in a position where we are competing, and that's where it should be continuing to build on this great year that we've had. Go again, strive for better, improve in the quality, and always look to improve across the board as well. No news at the minute there, Alex. Head over to Anfield Index. Obviously David Lynch and obviously Dave Davis done a great interview, great podcast as well. So Alex, check out obviously the podcast Anfield Index have done this morning. It was chock-a-block of Mondays anyway, but Alex, definitely check that out, bud. Anyway, that's on obviously Anfield Index. There was a lot of reports, great, I'm not going to spoil it, but good information over there, mate. So definitely check that out and that interview, bud, if you want any Kirkes news or whatnot. Steve, that's the main thing. We will be buying players in the summer, bud. Certainly we will be. It's big up there, KK. I can understand you it being hard, bud. It honestly is, because I understand, and this is where, as we said at the top of the show, really where we live in the world of media in terms of people wanting to get clicks, even sports channels as well. You've got to drive debate. You've got to create debate to make content, really, because that's the world of media for the last 300 years anyway. It's all about getting the headlines and getting debate and driving debate as well. So it's one of them, bud. But we move on. Okay, don't we? But it's one of them. It's one of them. Jay, how are we, mate? And I know you certainly would have enjoyed this season, mate. I have to get you on a live, mate, very soon. Just being chock-a-blocker with Anfield Index, bud. But good to see you well, bud. Anyway, and thank you for tuning in, fella. Oh yeah, I know. Jay, will you be coming down to Liverpool as well? If not, enjoy the celebrations, mate. And yeah, we'll certainly enjoy wherever anyone's watching from around the world. We won the league this season, and Reds, we're not going anywhere soon. Anyway, we're going to be back next year. And I think Mac will come out with a great interview over the last 48 hours as well, saying his aspirations for the club and himself as well, wanting to go all in the Champions League next season and give it a much better going. Which, if I'm saying to Macca, lad, you done amazing. As I've just said there, he's just unlucky with the draw. Maybe next year we get a much worse a team than no respect. Well, this year one of the best sides this season. So yeah, better draw. Because look at the draw that Arsenal got this season, Reds. Their right hand side of the draw. If we had that, we would have actually. Yeah, it's only started. We'll speak about Arsenal next week anyway, because we will be there for the Guard of Honour. Anyway, happy days there, bud. I'll definitely, bud. Anyway, it's going to be the whole of the world is going to be descending on Merseyside, Jay. But if I don't see you, bud, hopefully we'll see you, mate. I'll try and get some time because I'll be seeing quite a fair bit of people anyway. But if I don't see you, Jay, enjoy it, mate. And yeah, it's going to be chocker. It's going to be absolutely rammed. Like Liverpool anyway. There'll be plenty of Manx and Evertonians going on Halsey anyway. We won't be certainly in Liverpool. But yeah, so we're buzzing. Liverpool winning the league. Happy days. We're flying. But let's get stuck into this, really. Let's get stuck into this fella leaving the football club anyway. Yeah. I have to quickly move in here so I can actually read it. I can slightly see it with my glasses on. But if anyone's been living under a rock today anyway, Trent come out with his statements in terms of video as well. After 20 years at Liverpool Football Club, now is the time for me to confirm that I'll be leaving at the end of the season. This is easily the hardest decision I've ever made in my life. I know many of you have wondered why or have been frustrated that I haven't spoken about it yet. But I've always my intention to keep my full focus on the team's best interests, which was securing number 20. And that's what I'm spot on there. He's good. The club has been my whole life, my whole world for 20 years, from the academy right through until now. The support and love I have felt from everyone inside and outside the club will always stay with me forever. I will be forever in debt to you all, rightly so, but I have never known anything else. And this decision is about experiencing a new challenge, taking myself out of my comfort zone and pushing myself both professionally and personally as well. Tell you what, these glasses are doing wonders. Chats have got better, newer glasses, a lot more sooner. I've actually seen them. I've given my all every single day I've been at this club, and I hope you feel like I have given back to you during my time here. From the bottom of my heart, I thank everyone. I thank everybody, my coaches, my managers, my teammates, the staff, and most importantly, the incredible supporters for the last 20 years. I've been blessed enough to live my dreams here, and I will never, ever take that for granted. And special moments I've been fortunate enough to have lived through with you all. My love for the club will never die as well. And if anyone's been watching me over the last 12 months or whatever in terms of on this channel, really, I've always said, and even on Anfield Index this season as well, I've not really been that bothered, if I'm being honest, because I've always been, and a lot of Liverpool fans out there, it's always about the badge on the front and the football club as a whole, other than, as I said before, so my bridge were burnt with Torres. I found out when I was a younger Ed, don't really get attached to any football player. In football now, it's a dying art. Really, it's very rarely do you get players of Steven Gerrard where they stay at a football club. Francesco Totti as well, where one club men, like where they stay at the football club. In the modern era of football now, that doesn't happen. It honestly doesn't happen. And as I said, would have liked Trent to have stayed. But the football club, and this is the most important thing for going into the summer as well, and I've been a person that over the last couple of seasons, I've always pushed it upon the owners really. In certain seasons, I would have liked to have seen a bit more spending. But what you cannot not say about the owners, the fact that they've given Salah the money he deserves, they've given Van Dijk the money he deserves, and most importantly, those two lads the contract length they deserve as well. And if Van Dijk and Salah are still playing at the level in which we've seen this season, in like say the final third year, if those two lads are still playing at that level, I bet you any money Liverpool will hopefully there's an extra year in their contract where the club can maybe trigger it. Because if they're still playing at that level. But I've always been one to say, like, I've criticised the owners and constructively as well. But you can't not say that the club, as a football club, in terms of the people running the club, and yes, 2 years ago or the last 12 months, everyone knows Liverpool were an absolute mess. Jurgen was leaving. He had his mate, the fella from Ibiza, George Schamacher. Do apologise on that pronunciation anyway. But he was a short-term fix for a long-term vision for the football club. Now we've got Richard Hughes, and the biggest sign in Liverpool, like it was when Liverpool brought in Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool have got Arne Slot. He was the biggest signing Liverpool will hopefully make in the next 10-15 years if Arne hopefully stays and he's successful as long as he has been this season as well. But that was the most important thing, signing above any players coming in or whatnot. It was the head coach, the vision for the football club, the identity that went hand in hand with Liverpool as a football club, the way in which and the style in which Liverpool fans want to be watching their side. But above all else, it comes all, as it has done in the 70s and 80s and the last 130 odd years, it's all about winning. We're not like a club like Arsenal that celebrates finishing second. But I've come from an era, and my generation as well, I do remember the days of Roy Hodgson when Liverpool were absolutely dross, mate. Like, we were dross. Like, we were awful. But Jurgen has built this football club back up with his foundation blocks, and it's not just been Jurgen, it's been these great players that we are watching on a week-to-week basis as well. The lads that are still here, Joe Gomez, Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, like the players that have stayed there and that have been consistent as well. And going into the next couple of years as well, Liverpool are in such a level now, and this is where going into the summer, this is where Liverpool will certainly improve in the transfer market. We certainly will improve in the transfer market. About very much we'll be continuing to strive for the better and continue to win and win and win and win and win again, because that's what this football club strives for on a season upon season basis as well. And that's why and Trent, I personally am like, yeah, sounds in a bit like that's and for me, he's a Scouse lad. He's known Liverpool all of his life, and this is where they understand where Liverpool supporters, me being a local lad as well, I'm disappointed. I'm certainly disappointed. The money was always going to be there. Liverpool offered him a new contract as well. But as he said, he wants to go. But Trent, if you wanted that, what's all this wham you were chatting like 5 years ago about wanting to captain the football club? And something, I think that's something that what's changed his mind. And that's what I'm hoping is he gives a bit more detail before he leaves. What changed? Was it, and I feel it was Jurgen Klopp leaving. We know how much of the connection Jurgen Klopp and Trent had together, really. But yeah, there's Liverpool fans or any Liverpool fan around the world. If we had even the quality Trent had in our little left toe anyway, we'd be made up. But sadly, none of us have got that ability Trent has. But I mean, I always go back. There was the interview that's circulating on social media today as well in terms of Carragher when he was asked I think it was Jeff Shreves in the era of like 05, 06, 07. And Carragher, in the most Scouse accent, went, "Who's bigger than Liverpool? Who's bigger?" And he said, "Who's bigger?" And he's right. But that's the mentality. And even Jamie did grow up being a Blue as well. But he loved the football club, even as he become a Liverpool supporter because he's played for Liverpool Football Club that much. But that's where his mindset and Steven Gerrard's were completely different to Trent. Because if Trent really, really loved the club, he'd be staying at Liverpool Football Club. But we've got to respect, and everyone, the majority of every Liverpool fan do respect the decision. But I think the main thing for every Liverpool supporter is Trent sounds. If you're saying you want to leave, don't be saying like those mad interviews about like I wanna be Liverpool captain, I want to be here for a long time and all that nonsense, because it was nonsense. But in life, things do change as well. And your visions and your aspirations do change. And we're all human at the end of the day. But as I said, I'm not really too bothered. I would have liked him to stay, but it's not the end of the world. The most important aspect for Liverpool is we continue to win on the pitch. And yeah, if Liverpool win the next 3, 4, 5 league titles, and Trent will be like Michael Owen was a long time ago as well, when that famous film, when he left, Liverpool went and won the Champions League 6 months later. And Coutinho, he regrets his decision leaving Liverpool Football Club. He said that on countless occasions. And McManaman leaving was completely different. Completely different to Trent, because this is what we're all saying. That's what a lot of Liverpool fans are saying as well. There's been no better place to be a Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool fan and you want to be a Liverpool player, this is what we've all dreamed of. We've dreamed of being in the position that we are today in terms of a football club. We've been in no better standing from a financial sense, from monetary value as well, the infrastructure at Liverpool, and even our standing in European football at this moment in time. It's never been as this big as it has. Back in, we'd have to go back all the way back into the 70s and 80s, where Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley were winning us European Cups and all that good stuff. So yeah, I do feel, Reds, we will be continuing to win more league titles, but I can get two sides of the coin really in regards to what people think. But yeah, I've seen a couple of outside the Liverpool journalists anyway, not the Liverpool journalists, but outside of the journalism scene in terms of football and journalists saying like why is people getting angry? It's like, and I think Carragher said on Monday Night Football tonight before he went on air, I think it was all on his interview anyway. He said he called out some of the journalists and said, just don't get why like Liverpool fans should not be told how to feel. And that's spot on from Jamie, absolutely spot on. But yeah, and this is bearing in mind from a lot of the Premier League fans that have been slagging off Trent for the last 7-8 years as well, going, oh, he can't defend, but now miraculously he's like, right, respect him, he's going to Real Madrid. Hang on, you were having compilations of him and Reece James and Adam Wan-Bissaka, mate. Wan-Bissaka was, a very long time ago, was in debates with Trent. That's when you know you have not got any ball knowledge. I'm sorry. And it's good to see Wan-Bissaka's doing really well, but it's every footballer that leaves Manchester United gets better. Look at Scott McTominay. Turns into a new Scottish Kaka in the City A, mate. I'll tell you that now. And that is the type of play. That's the type of play United needed their football club. Not selling them. Ugh, long may it continue to keep on selling their best players as well. We'll be there. But yeah, Reds, let us know your thoughts on that. It's and we've got a couple of talking points as well. We'll speak about obviously the Trent potential replacements as well. But yeah, wish them well, Reds. I personally wish them well, but it is what it is. We crack on, go into next season, and let's hope we've got good enough quality down that right hand side. That's the most important thing, anyway, for me. What's the case? Yeah, that's the thing, Tom, in regards to, it's like he's just been messing about with everyone really, because every single Liverpool supporter, like, I don't get that. Like, why play up to the crowd like a pantomime villain? Like, why? Like, why? Just leave it. Like it's because when I first seen that, and when we all seen that, we're like, oh, this is why I've been so deluded over the last couple of months, thinking, oh, he might sign. But because he done that like gesture and certain other things, the fact that he's kept quiet. But as he said in that statement, but yeah, I get both sides of it, Tom, but like even that gesture, mate, it just baffles me really. He's certainly like clearly getting ill-advised, whoever's managing him, in terms of the way in which he's handled everything really. But I suppose it's going to be one of them. And he secured generational wealth, and this is where none of us, the average supporter out there, when you're dealing with multi-millionaires like in footballers, some of them are absolutely sound anyway. I'm sure Trent's sound anyway, but the money, the average football fan and all of us, we can't really comprehend the amount of zeros that are getting thrown at Trent or any football player for that matter as well. It's a complete different stratosphere really. It's a different world these footballers live in. Yeah, it's mad. It is honestly mad. But we crack on. We go into next season, and it's going to be one of them, really. Big up there, K-Mac. I'll be there on the 26th. Yeah, K-Mac, hopefully I will see it. Lads, are you there for the Monday, or are you down for the weekend? Because I'll have to see a couple of people. Hopefully I manage to see everyone, mate. But yeah, K-Mac, as I said, you and Jay, if you're down for K-Mac, if you're still in, how long are you going to be down, bud? As I say, everyone's going to be making a weekend of it. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon anyway, bud. Anthony, yeah, even Anthony doing well in La Liga. Who would have thought that? Yeah, he's left. Turns out he was an actual half decent footballer. But I'll tell you, it's rotten to the core. Manchester United from every avenue. They bring in players and then they go backwards in their development. But that just goes to show the lack of real top quality managers, really. But yeah, chat. So that's him. Sounds in a bit like Trent's going. Corner taken quickly. And all that good stuff anyway. And this is why I did have this little picture up anyway. Maybe 1 second here. Chat. Let's come with that. There we go. Get that text up so you can see it. But yeah, Trent's corner taken quickly. This is what will be living in every fan base, and this is for the next 100 odd years. These pictures, the documentaries as well. Like Keegan left, every top player has left, every generation. But the main thing is Liverpool always found a way in replacing them. And Trent was one of the best attacking right backs in world football. We'll be disappointed, but what Liverpool will do is replace him with adequate quality in the next couple of weeks as well. So Trent's his best moments in Liverpool share for me is quick thinking, and it wasn't any luck. We've all seen the documentaries and all what Trent and Origi have all said. And this is where the data lads in the data department, I think there's a cracking interview on Sky Sports with Graham, is it? One of the data lads, the analytical department. I think he's done a great interview on Sky. It's on there anyway, if you search it. And he spoke about the Divock Origi, this goal in particular. They analysed it to a point where they understood that Barca on corners. And this is what's mad. But that is small margins in football. It's literally small margins. Like, they analysed that Barca take quite a long time in terms of resetting off corner kicks. And yeah, it's mad, but that's the beauty of Wilf, like a data analyst as well, and just the small little margins that have meant a lot, really. But yeah, Trent's nice one for that little memory, lad. Anyway, but yeah, sadly, won't be making any more memories with Liverpool. And as you can see, yeah, this was Trent's little post anyway on social media over the last couple of seasons. Anyway, you can see obviously Trent's celebration. I apologise, Chaz. I think that was was that the League 2002? Yeah, that would have been the FA Cup and the League Cup celebrations. Most importantly, anyway, the double. And this is why what's changed, and this is why I do think it is the management, really, most importantly. I do feel the loss of Jürgen had a massive impact on Trent as a person, as an individual as well, really, in terms of from a coaching perspective in the Liverpool team. And if I'm being honest, I think obviously Arne would have respected Trent, certainly as a player, but I think long-term vision, I don't think Arne Slot would have benefited from a tactical point of view as well. We've watched Liverpool this season under Arne's guidance, and I think technically Arne, especially his full-back areas, they need to be a lot more defensively switched on, if I'm being honest. They need to be a lot more defensively understanding, even. So, yeah, you've seen already this year, Liverpool have kept quite a fair couple of clean sheets, but the goals in which we've conceded this season, especially in the wide areas, we could all probably think about 5 goals that we conceded off the back of our hand and going, yeah, those goals weren't a matter of case. Like, fair enough if, like, a player from, not, like, say, Cole Palmer, like, this week, bent it in the top corner, and, like, sounds, you can't do nothing about that. But when you analyse the goals back this season, you can look on every single goal, and you can identify exactly where to pinpoint the areas of weakness. But, yeah, made up, champion in my city, so, yeah, sounds. For the City, and this is obviously this week as well, after the Tottenham game, for the City, for the fans as well. So, yeah, he's always, this club means a lot to him, and I get where it's difficult, and I'm seeing it from both sides as well, but at the end of the day, we crack on. The main thing is, we don't get Real Madrid in the next stage. Well, it will happen, as we said, the script's already been written for next season, you know what's going to happen anyway. Liverpool will face Real Madrid in the Champions League next season, some stage. And yeah, he's going to get absolutely booed off the gaff, really, and if he is to come to Anfield. I'm sorry, but everyone will be. He was getting booed already. So this is why I think the acceleration of the announcement of Trent leaving the football club got announced anyway. So, yeah. From one side of the pitch to the other as well. Yeah, Neil, it's going to be one of them, and that's the main thing. It's a great point you've raised there, Neil. This is where if you go back and listen to what Arne Slot about when he analysed Trent at the beginning of the season, he said, and he not critiqued Trent's game, but he said he's in the habit still of spamming balls like across the pitch. That's not what Arne Slot wants. So, we know, look at Gravenberch. Gravenberch's one of the best defensive midfielders in terms of just ball retention. This is why he's done so well in that 6th position. Like, Arne Slot, from his fullbacks to his centre-halves, even his goalie, and even his midfielders going to next season, it's all about keeping possession. Trent was good in certain aspects of doing that, but I think from a technical point of view, and this is where it's going to be interesting, where are Real Madrid going to be playing him? Are they going to be playing him in Danny Carvajal's position? Because obviously, do you think it is, but are they going to be putting him into the Toni Kroos position? I don't think they will, but you watch Real Madrid this season, if anyone's not seen him this season, they're missing that conductor from the base of their midfield. Luka Modric is leaving, Toni Kroos retired last season. Are they going to be looking to Trent to be that the conductor of the orchestra, really? Maybe, but I personally don't think he's good enough to play at the base of that Real Madrid midfield. You look at Vasquez, you look at Valverde as well. Yeah, it's going to be one of them. But yeah, Neil, yeah, it's all about keeping possession for Arne Slot. And Trent, for me, and certainly for Arne and the club, would have been very disappointed with certain passes that he would have made this season. Too much spamming across the pitch, to even being honest. Start. Great question there, Mateus. If I'm being honest, no. I don't feel. I think no, he set his stall up now. He set up his stall. Liverpool need to be looking to the future, if I'm being honest. Even if it's give a young academy player, like that's, I think Madrd plays right back. I think he's still at the football club, but if he is, even give him a good run for the next 3 weeks. Because that's what Liverpool should be striving to do, to promote from within. Trent's cost us nothing. He cost all the time and effort that the coaching staff, Alex Hinglethorpe and obviously Stevie Highway and everyone that has put so much effort into the Liverpool Academy as well. But for me, no, don't give him any more minutes, if I'm being honest. That's not me. At the end of the day, we've got to think about Liverpool Football Club, because he's thought about himself. which is sound enough. And Liverpool have got to think about ourselves. It's why it's so important. Respect the shirt. Names come and go. They honestly come and go. But think about the future now. Whether that's Conor Bradley, and I'm hoping it is. But promote it. In a bit, lad. There you go. Why is the Manchester United fan trying to banter us? We just won the league, lads. Nice one for the view, lads. Yeah. 20 times this season. 6 European Cups. Up the Reds. Thank you for the numbers anyway, lad. He's got some bottle really coming to a Liverpool channel and trying to give it when we've won the league title. So, yeah. But, right. So, yeah, Matthias, for me, I'll pose that back to you, and I'll pose that back to you, chat. Anyone watching on the repeat as well, do let us know your thoughts in that regards. But for me, personally, I wouldn't give him any more minutes this season, because it's just he's going to get absolute pelters, really, from the away end and the home end as well. It's not going to be nice, really. But, yeah, and obviously... And this is obviously the last closing point, and how many sections I've got left? The show. So this was obviously Trent after. Oh, perfectly. No, MUFC. If you're still in there, can you see that picture? Can you please read out that score and what that team was? Is that Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0? Wow. I'm looking at it. Yeah, he was happy then. So yeah, perfect timing that la. Yeah, and this was obviously the moment in which very much Trent did find out. That was back in the 31st of, that was the 31st of July 2023 anyway, where Trent did find out that he was going to be the vice captain of Liverpool Football Club. And we'll do a show on this a bit later this week as well, if I get a bit of time anyway. And we'll speak about the potential captaincy as well. But yeah, it's special moments like that, but it is what it is. Trent's made his decision, and who's going to be the new vice captain at Liverpool Football Club? For me personally, as I said on Anfield Index this season, when I spoke to Gags on the post-match, Alexis McAllister for me. It's either for me, the vice captain, or it probably will be Salah, you know. I think Salah might get it, given, if I'm being honest, Salah deserves a vice captaincy, but if you're thinking more past Salah in terms of the next 2 years, it's either for me McAllister or Ibu Konate. Maybe if Ibu signs his new deal, well, just give it another 12 months, he'll be in the same position as Ibu. Don't be Liverpool. If anyone's watching, please get Ibu's contract sources. Please get him done, get him boxed off, and then we can just relax for like the next 5 years. And yeah, because Joe Quansah, was it last year, signed a new deal or the year before? I think he's on like 5 year, 6 year deal anyway. They're the future of Liverpool. So yeah. But yeah, who's the vice captain for you Reds for Liverpool? We'll do a show later next week as well. And this comes from Dave O.C. Kopp as well in terms of the monetary value of Liverpool. You look at Real Madrid, allegedly, this from obviously the Times. David O.C. Kopp is obviously speaking about the Times article this evening as well. Real Madrid have prepared a 5-year deal with a 7.67 million per year, about £150,000 per week after tax for the Spanish club anyway. A lot of money, as I said before. The average football fan, the average working person can't really comprehend this amount of zeros on this, but we know how much money is generated within football now. It's a $1 billion game. $1 billion football club as well, and yeah, he deserves it. And every Liverpool fan, even Salah and Van Dijk, they deserve every last penny because they bring us joy, they bring us trophies, most importantly. But just a mad bit of money. But the main thing coming out of tonight's news and noise as well, really, Reds. Liverpool did allegedly offer Trent they were willing to pay him like 400 grand a week as well. It's not a case of Liverpool weren't willing to give Trent the money he deserves. We were going to make him the highest paid fullback in world football as well. We certainly were going to be doing that. So it's going to be one of them. So yeah, big up there. Big up there, K-Mac. I think you will get it, bud. Yeah. Hopefully Salah. I think is the consensus really from everyone in chat that maybe Salah potentially going for it. Yeah, there we go. So I'd like to see Salah get it, but he deserves it. It's mainly if he wants it as well. But yeah, could you imagine him? Yeah, I'd love it to Salah to get vice captaincy. He deserves it. The amount of goals and but certain individual players, as we've seen down the history of football, he might just. But maybe it might take him on to greater heights, Salah. Because he's just he looks after himself so much anyway, doesn't he? But yeah, he deserves it. It's something to reward him because he's shown his loyalty to Liverpool, and it's about time Liverpool. Not that we don't do it, but we should reward him with the vice captaincy. If I'm being honest, it just depends in the leadership group if everyone agrees anyway. And I think obviously Ali, Robbo, Salah, Van Dijk, and the other lads that are in there. I think Macca's in there now. I think Macca and Ibu. It was understandable because Ibu should be French captain anyway, and being honest. So it's going to be one of them. Today, I understand why Trent was chosen as vice captain. I can name 10 players with more leadership abilities than Trent, but I guess to make Trent stay. Yeah, it's one of them, Matthias, isn't it? Trying to. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, really, in regards to how long do you think Trent's being known that he's leaving Liverpool? That's the big one, really, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. It's a 6-year deal, 240 million. Yeah, it's crazy money that came back, isn't it? Crazy money, lads. Crazy money. Remember, sons. Yeah, and that's what we said at the top of the show. Matthias, don't know if you've been watching the top of the show, mate, but yeah, we've almost, yeah, as Neil said there, Macca is a leader. He is, but he's a proper leader of men. And I think, as I've spoke with Gags and the lads on Anfield Index this season as well, like as we said at the top of the show, the leadership qualities that he's possessed in that Argentina side, even without not having the captaincy, it just says a lot about him, really. He's top, man. He's top. It's so good. But yeah, we'll go on to the final talking point this evening, and that is about Liverpool looking to potential replacements for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Frimpong has been linked already over the last couple of months anyway. There's a lot of defensive deficiencies about his game. I think if you look at him on FB Ref and you analyse his game, plays in a system at Leverkusen when he won the league last season, practically plays as a right winger in Xabi Alonso's setup as well. But for me, he's got the athletic ability. He is one of the quickest fullbacks in European football. Could he come to Liverpool? Sounds. I wouldn't be against it. And the main thing with Frimpong as well, Reds, if no one's seen this year, he has got I think it's a 40 million pound release clause, which is, you think about his quality. He, for me, is one of the most athletic fullbacks. And that's one aspect that Trent has not had in his game. Trent, if he had Kyle Walker type pace, would have been one of the greatest ever fullbacks known to man, like ever. But the one thing when he analysed Trent and Liverpool shares over the years is he's not quite had that recovery pace. But with Frimpong, I know everyone says defensively he's not had a lot. Obviously, Bayer Leverkusen played with 3 centre-halves. That Tapsoba, obviously had the other Ecuadorian, Hincapi as well, Jonathan Tah, where obviously the play as a base 3 and then obviously expands where obviously he starts on a 4 and then it shifts into a 3, and then obviously Stanisic was when they won the league as well. He's back at Bayern Munich as well this season. But when he was playing for Bayer Leverkusen a year before, he is very much it's a great shout there, K-Mac as well, Pedro Porro. So yeah, Reds, it's going to be interesting. Quickly back to that one, K-Mac, in a sec, mate. But yeah, with Frimpong, everyone says defensive duties, but I think if he was to come to Liverpool, I think he's got that extreme explosive pace, really, because yeah, I think that's one aspect you need in the Premier League, is to be very quick. I know everyone says he's not the tallest of full-backs anyway, but unless you're playing in a Sean Dyche Burnley system or an Atletico Madrid or even an Arsenal Football Club where you're playing 4 centre-halves across your back line, where they're all like 6'2", 6'3", but Liverpool are not about that anyway. But maybe, just maybe, Liverpool might go with a bit more of a taller full-back and a bit more defensively minded. But Frimpong, certainly from attacking perspective, if you want to have a bit more marauding down that right-hand side, and especially if you've seen the comments from Dominic Szoboszlai from Salah this season, especially this month anyway, where he spoke about his understanding with Arne Slot, saying that he spoke to Arne and he's not doing as much defensive duty as Salah. So down that right-hand side, we need a bit more pace down that right-hand channel, if I'm being honest. Because Dominic Szoboszlai, he's got about 7 lungs, that fella, but he can't do it on his own. And if you had Frimpong, I think athletic ability, and certainly, and the most important thing about Arne Slot as well, Arne Slot makes players better. Who would have thought Gravenberch would have been this good this season? All of us were saying, oh, we need a 6, we need a 6, we need a 6. And then Gravenberch just went, nah, boys, we're sound. I'm going to win us the league. Not just him on his own, but he's like, and that's where it's Arne Slot. So, like, if Frimpong was to come in, we all trust Arne to make him a better player. And that's the most important thing about, and this is where the world of football, where transfers. Of course, there's one about a right back coming in, but it's all about getting the best out of your players currently. But if you're bringing in a player, making them better individual players as well. And if Frimpong was to come into Liverpool's system, I think he'd do really well. I might be completely wrong, but that's just my honest opinion anyway. And then we'll speak about Conor Bradley, and we'll get to K-Mac and his comments, and any suggestions for right back, do get them in the comment section below as well. The other section of that, Conor Bradley, we've got him at the football club at the minute. He's 20 odd years old, and I get everyone's going about this season. He's been absolutely rinsed on a couple of occasions by a couple of wingers, but as I said, with Gerrard and Carragher and certain individual players, even João Quanta's making mistakes, but he's allowed. He's a young player. He's a young defender. If these defenders, young players for Liverpool, weren't making mistakes, like in life, if you don't make mistakes, you're not going to learn anyway. And yes, it's frustrating, but we've just won the league. And João Quanta's made a couple of mistakes. That sounds. We're all an intelligent fan base as well. We allow, and that's the main thing as Liverpool. For the next 20, 30 odd years, we've got to allow certain individual players when they come in to make their mistakes. Because if you don't, like Gerrard and Carragher wouldn't been able to have had the career that, because they made numerous mistakes, and younger players that have come into the football club as well. So Conor Bradley, he certainly needs an upturn and an improvement in his performance level. But what Conor Bradley could benefit massively is, say, if K-Mac mentioned Potter or even a Frimpong come in, that's some squad depth. That is some squad depth. And what does competition do to a player? It raises their level astronomically. It raises the level. Liverpool in the 70s and 80s, there was 2 great players in every position. That's what's part and parcel of being a great football club. And most importantly, especially down the right-hand side, and bringing the expectation levels, that's how you become a more consistent team on a season-upon-season basis, bringing in quality across all areas of the pitch. Like, you shouldn't be content. We shouldn't be having positions in the squad, especially right back as well, where players are just happy to sit on their hands knowing that they're going to be getting picked. That's, for me, not how winning is a consistent basis and fabric or a vision for the club. Got to have competition in every single position, right back most importantly as well. But Conor Bradley, I do feel he's got the utilities, he's got the quality to be Liverpool's first choice right back. But he's still a young lad anyway, and for me, he's got the quality to play in a Arne Slot system as well. And certainly he's got a lot more pace compared to Trent, if needs be as well. Obviously, given he was a cross-country runner, he could have been a professional cross-country runner. But given his athletic ability and his lung capacity, that's certainly suited him extremely well in becoming the right back, in which, and especially from an international point as well, he's done really well. And he's still only 21, 20 odd. He's done to do well. And I think personally, I would go with Trent. I'd go with Conor Bradley with the idea of him being Liverpool's first choice, but then bringing in a player of a Pedro Porro or a Frimpong, someone to come in and then compete. Because with Liverpool Football Club, we should be having 2 good players in every single position. And that's how you win consistently, really. Not just looking into next season, but looking past that as well, and winning and winning and winning and winning. We want to be in a position where we're not getting tired, but you can never be sick of winning trophies. Just be a bastion of invincibility, like Shankly said all those years ago. they are privileged to play for you as well. So it's going to be one of them. But K-Max mentioned another great player. A player that is sadly wasted at Tottenham Hotspur. Look at Pedro Porro if Spurs don't get into Europa, into Europe next season as well. 100% there, K-Mac. I think stylistically, and obviously he's been great. Plenty definitely check out Anfield Index as well. Dave and Bart have done some great shows already this season where you've looked at the data, but stylistically and data-wise, Pedro Porro, when you look at it, he's the most similar. I think when anyone's been doing their analyst shows as well across the board in Liverpool scene, Pedro Porro, statistically speaking, is the player that comes the closest, really, compared to Trent. So, want to keep an eye out there, K-Mac. I think he'd do a good job. But, yeah, I think if he was to come in, it'd help massively compete with Trent. But for my personal choice, I'd love to go with Frimpong. Because you're dealing... The main thing with Pedro Porro as well, though, K-Mac, you'll know, and everyone knows, you're dealing with Daniel Levy, one of the worst negotiators in European football. Say if Liverpool did want Pedro Porro, they'll probably whack a 50, 60 million pound bid in. A price tag, sorry. And if that's the case, go and get Frimpong 35 odd million. And that's a buyout as well, so you're just getting him straight away. And I think Frimpong even knows a little bit of the Scouse lingo. Like, what I la? Because I think we've all seen the injury, so he's getting accustomed to the Scouse accent as well. Yeah. So, and he's already got... This is why I do think it will be Frimpong coming in a couple of weeks' time, Reds. He's already got Gakpo, he's got Gravenberch, he's got a Dutch manager. If you're a Dutch player, and even, you know me, chat, I've been a big admirer of Frankie de Jong for many of a year. You're not getting him from Barcelona because he's on about £10 million a week. But yeah, Frimpong, I do think he will come to Liverpool. So that's Conor Bradley and Frimpong we mentioned. You just mentioned K-Mac, great shout there as well in the Wales. Grav's numbers are so far ahead of any other midfielder in the Wales. It's just scary. And he's only 23. Yeah. The main thing, K-Mac, is we win Champions Leagues. We win Premier Leagues. This is how you retain players. Winning trophies. Bringing in the best calibre of players into your football club to win, and win again. That's what we need to do. That's how you... And I know everyone go, oh, Trent's left, but Trent's had... And that's the thing. There will be... Hopefully there won't be any more players, but if there is, then sound. If they don't want to be part of this football club, especially if we're winning Premier League on a consistent basis, and we start winning more Champions League under Arne Slot, well, yeah. We are the place to be. We are the place to be as a right back. Any right back or anyone coming into Liverpool. Chat, how old's Dumfries? I don't know why. I know TNT's mentioned Dumfries there. Chat, how old's Dumfries? I think he swears he's about 28, 20. He's about 27, 28. I think Dumfries. Maybe 1 second here. I know Oliena is a free transfer in the summer, but he's 29, ain't he? Hang on, be honest. Dumfries. Shout out to him. He got 2 goals and an assist. Against Barcelona, or was it 2 assists, 1 goal anyway? 1 second here, chat. See how we are. Inter. Obviously, he's a former PSV fullback as well. Chat, how old is it, Dumfries? 29. Nice one, came back. Yeah, 29. That's not the type of profile, the age range really Liverpool will be looking at. I think Frimpong ticks all the boxes, and I'm guessing Pedro Porro's not the oldest as well. I think he's probably about 23 to like about 25, is he? 26? Because even if he's in that age bracket, then he's fantastic. He'll be absolutely fantastic, really. Yeah. Obviously played Manchester City's academy as well, didn't he? You look back on that Manchester City academy, chat. Yeah, this is why I do think it makes sense, Reds. Like some transfers you look and analyse, the biggest one is the fact that Frimpong's got a buyout. It alleviates any absolute utter nonsense speaking with agents. Get him in and you bring him in. You've got your right back position sorted. Because you'll have him and Bradley going for sound. Could you imagine the rotation between them two? Wow. And that's only going to make them better players as well. They're similar. Obviously, Bradley's just a bit younger than Frimpong. So obviously, Frimpong will be coming in. Frimpong's won the Bundesliga title. He's an experienced fullback. And again, everyone's going, oh, defence lose. But I just thought we'll make him a better defender. But the one thing with Frimpong, he's got electric pace. One of the quickest, if not the quickest, in the top 3 of quickest fullbacks in world football. Yeah, so it'll be good. Dumfries, too old. Aina, too old anyway. Maybe if Ollie Aina was... He's had a great season, by the way, chat. We all know that. But if he was like 25, 26, then I think Liverpool, and especially given it was a free transfer this summer as well, I think Liverpool would have all been over that player as Ollie Aina. But sadly, 29 years old, too old. But Reds, as I said, and if you are watching on the repeat, do let us know your thoughts in the comment section below in regards to Liverpool bringing in a right back for Liverpool as well. Maybe 1 second there, chat. Oh, the chat's just refreshed. Is more offensive than Trent, and Trent has been held back a lot under Arne Slot. Apparently interested to type of offensive right backs. Yeah, and that's the thing, innit? Would be someone to be looked at. Big up there, my captain. Yeah, he's a good player, but no doubt in his quality. Yeah, as I said, and he's a free transfer. But I think what we need to be doing is thinking a bit more long term, really, in terms of developing a right back. That is a bit more younger. But if you were to bring in a right back that's got that experience, and Ollie Aina has been absolutely everywhere in European football, by the way, chat, before his move. I think he's played in La Liga. He's played across in a couple of big leagues in Europe as well, so it's going to be one of them. But I wouldn't be against Ollie Aina coming in on a free transfer, as long as he stayed fit anyway. He's had a very good season this year, and especially playing in a more defensive structure of Forest. If that was the case, then it'd be sound as well. But yeah, big up there, Gareth. I'll get to your comment in a sec, bud. Trent is just on his own. But he's just there, yeah. Alele, happy days, 20 times. Yeah, I get your frustration, bud, and 100%. If anyone's just tuning in for the first time, make sure you do rewind anyway. We spoke about Trent. We spoke about Everton as well. And if you are new around here, Reds, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. On the road to 10,000 as well. You're absolute legends. But much appreciate anyone that's just tuning in for the first time. So yeah, yeah. Big up there. Yeah, it's the Irish in me there, Khan. Big up there, mate. I know you're a Manchester United fan, but at least you're not you're a sensible United fan anyway. But I think that's a compliment, if it is. But yeah, it's certainly the Irish in me with the hair anyway. Strawberry blonde, or as some people say, Ron Weasley red anyway. But it's out. All good. But yeah, nice one, both of your comments. Pick up there, Haddis is trying to get rid of Delo. Yeah, it's alright, you sound, mate. Nice one for your offer anyway, mate. But yeah, I think Pedro, and speaking of like Pedro Porro, obviously former Sporting Lisbon fullback, maybe Amarin might go in for him for Manchester United, because he's certainly obviously sorry, I'm completely wrong. He didn't play. Pedro Porro didn't play at the same time for Sporting, did he? No, he didn't. Yeah, but he's used to that system, kind of, maybe. But yeah, big up there, Gareth. How are we, bud? Give me 1 second there, fella. Make that smaller. Oh, sorry there, chat. I can't think of many leaving us in thriving. Loads of not. Coutinho, Mane, Hendo, Torres. And that's the big one there, Gareth. The main one is Torres. And everyone goes, oh, Torres left, but we got 50 million. As you know, Gareth, we got 50 million for Torres, and Torres was absolutely crocked at the time as well, wasn't he? But yeah, carried on to be elite. Trent must know this, but it's about the money as well. Yeah, it's all about the money and his experience, mate. Because if it was about winning trophies, Gareth, it'd still be at Liverpool, mate. Because as we've said already on the top of the show, if anyone's just shooting for the first time, go back and rewatch it anyway. But yeah, it's all about Liverpool's never been in a better position as a football club than it has been now. If Arne keeps on continuing to win, and let's hopefully that is the case, but we bring in the quality as well. So I'd agree there, Gareth. Good to see a couple of new faces in the comments as well, but The absolute legends. Bradley Swifts won the Irish Cup. Happy days there. Old team. Dungannon Swifts won the Irish Cup. Is that in Halen, or is that like a football club, Tom? Happy days there. But yeah. But Reds, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. As I say, Reds, I'm doing so much for Anfield Index as well, and that is me full-time job as well, Reds. So it's always good to catch up with you, even if it's not as regular as possible. But I'm enjoying it, Reds. If you haven't already done so, head over to Anfield Index as well. A massive thank you, as we've just smashed 10,000 subscribers as well. But I know a lot of people have come over from my channel over to Anfield Index, and I always see us in the comments on other people's shows as well. So I know he's a very good, absolute legends for that. In supporting me, on supporting everyone on their shows as well. Much appreciated, Reds. As I said, little chit chat with 20 times. Reds have won the league. That's what it's all about. And yeah, maybe next season we are in the same position now that we found ourselves winning the Premier League. I know we're in such a very good. Tom, you've used the word soccer. We know football's massive in America, and shout out, it looks like, and as we've said already over the years as well, in regards to footballer, it's so good. It's for the American audience, soccer as well. But yeah, the Premier League is massive in America, chat. Like, if anyone doesn't know, if everyone thinks like the English market, but the American market for the Premier League, and it looks like all the American channels are trying to get Carragher and Gary Neville over there, which is understandable because that's where the money is, really. There's more money in the bigger deals and the bigger, obviously, sports channels over there, because it is the hotbed, really, of America, because that is the biggest market for the Premier League in America. The amount of millions of people in America, but I can understand why they're trying to get Carragher and Neville over there. They're trying to slowly get them over there, but it depends. I'd like to see Carragher stay in England, but obviously he does quite a fair bit with if anyone's not seen, is it Mika Richards and Thierry Henry, is that television company that they work for, not CNT, Paramount, yeah, that news channel anyway, that we know the show, but it's always a good laugh. Looks like a good laugh anyway, but yeah, whatever. If Jamie does go over there, they'll go and smash it anyway. But yeah, Reds, it's been a long show. Massive thank you for everyone that's tuned in, even if you are in. So now we've covered quite a lot of bases. But as I said, Reds, massive thank you. Look after yourselves, and yeah, as I said, keep on heading over to Anfield Index as well. Keep on supporting them, because they're doing a lot for me massively as well. And I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it, and yeah, always learning. Yeah, CBS, there we go. Nice one, bud, for that. CBS, there we go. That's it. Happy days there. Yeah, so they're doing really well. You said it was like in the jackets. Oh, happy days. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go, bud. Happy days there. Yeah. I'd say I'd like to give Halen a go, but I wouldn't last 2 seconds because I'd absolutely be covered in bruises. But it's a very talented sport anyway. Yeah. But yeah, Gaelic football, yeah. There we go, mate. But Reds, look after yourself. Enjoy it. Start of your weekend. If you've not already wore your Liverpool gear, if it's a scarf, it's a shirt or whatever, try and incorporate a bit of Liverpool gear into your work attire this week anyway, or whatnot, because we are going to be unbearable up until the beginning of next season. Because rightly so, Liverpool 20 times Premier League champions, if you didn't know. But Reds, see you very soon, and as always, Reds, massive thank you for everyone for tonight for tuning in.